What's up, everybody? This is gonna be video 2 for my mixing and arranging, mastering, whatever. Again, this is extremely basic. Don't judge me. Don't freaking say I know what I'm doing, because I don't. This is just what I do. First things first, this is where a majority of your work is gonna be now, under your mixer track. This is your mixer track. You have master, and then this, you have, I think, ooh, snap, like 125 of them. From here, you're going to highlight all of them. What I like to do is at least put it to 3, put it to 4. Shift Control L drops everything in there. Shift and scroll, and bring one of these inserts between your melodies and your percussion drum stuff. I'll show you why we do that in a sec. Hold Control and swipe across. You don't want that guy. Hold Control and swipe. Excuse me. Right click this guy. Route to this track only. What you're doing is you're taking your kick, clap, pre, hi-hat, 808, all that jazz, and you're putting it to insert 5. And what that does is it hits this before it hits your master. That's important for this reason, because say if I wanted to turn down everything at once, I can do that. All of my drums are right here now, so I don't have to go individually and mess with the levels. They're all connected to here. So what we're going to do first and foremost is okay, first and foremost we're going to solo out our kick. Since your kicks and your 808 and your claps are going to be the most prominent thing in your beat, hold up real quick, you want them to be definitely, first of all, the loudest, of course, and once we get into more equalization, we'll cut out some stuff so that your stuff really sticks out. Go back to your playlist, Control A, move everything over. We're gonna make our pattern 1 repeat, just like this, over and over again. All I did was right click and drag it to here so that it would just loop over and over again. Back to your mixer. I'm gonna make this thing full screen, I guess. Might as well, huh? Okay. So, I like to have my kicks right around -16 dB, just so that we can have some headroom. So right where my cursor is, right here, is where I want it to be. So we go to our fader, we'll bring it down until this thing is slapping right around where we want it, right around here. So bring it down. That's a little too low, because that's right at that's okay, because we did a lot of variance in the velocity, so that's okay. Same thing with the 808. Bring this down. Once this is highlighted, see where it says current right here? That's currently what you have highlighted or you have clicked. So that's important, because if you're like, for example, my 808 is playing, but I have the insert 1 highlighted, nothing's coming up under current. Basically, it gives you a better frame of reference so you can see these numbers better. Bring down the fader till you get to about 15, 16-ish. Let's do 16. This is right at 13. We'll bring it down to this slightly. Clap, same thing. Right around 16. This is just beginner crap. I'm not an expert. I'm just rushing through this so that you get the gist of it. Got it? Cool. Hi-hats really depend on what your beat is trying to sound like, you know? Sometimes your hi-hats and different beats are like really prominent. Sometimes they're just there. For this, for example, let's see. I have this highlighted. This is right at 15. I'm gonna bring it down some, because I don't want it that high. Higher pitch sounds tend to stick out more because of the frequencies and the way it interacts with your ears. So rule of thumb is all your higher end frequencies, you want them to be lower than your, how do I say this? Your higher frequency sounds, your high pitch sounds should be lower than your lower frequency sounds, if that makes sense. So like your 808s, your kicks, your low melodies should volume wise be higher. I don't know if I made sense, but you'll see. Hi-hats are hitting right around, what is this, 19? I'll bring it another 20-ish. Percussions, you have a range. You can really have a range anywhere between like -17 and -25, anywhere where it just sounds good in that comfortable range, because your melodies are actually going to be much, much lower. We'll get there. So my open is hitting right around, what? Yeah, that's a bit too high for me. Right around 18. Just bring it down just a bit. Rims, too high. Ooh, way too high. Bring it down some. Where you at? Where you at? 21. 21, 21. Right now everything is leveled. I brought this down initially so that we can, since everything is leveled, we can just go to our master and edit there. Melodies. So same rule of thumb. We got a high pitch flute, right? And we got a low pitch pad. This guy might be just a bit too low, but I'm not changing it. We want our melodies around this range, like the 30s, 36, between 36 and 33, I would say. So, see, that's way too loud. In fact, I'm just gonna bring, oh wait, I didn't even do this. Control, oops, what am I doing? Right click here, route to this track only. So now this is our insert. Bring this bad boy down. I want it just a bit lower. Take this bad boy, bring it like 50% merged. What this does is kind of makes it like in the center of the mix. That's cool. I don't care that much. Main keys 1. Bring that bad boy down. And remember, it's high pitch, so it's gonna stick out a lot more than our lower sounds. Beautiful. Everything's leveled. We're gonna start equalizing and everything just a bit. But typically, this is like what you want it to sound like. What we're gonna do now for our melodies. So we're gonna mute this, so none of our percussion sounding. We're gonna go over to our slots. Let's do slot 7. Go to our EQ, right click, order, steep 8. What we're doing here is just cutting out lows. There's not even any, one sec. There's not any lows right here, as you can see in this frequency. But I still want to make sure that there's no space here for my kicks and my 808s are going to live in. Here, same thing. We'll do, we'll just keep it 2. Bring this down. From here, let's go to our master. We'll go to slot 7. We'll go to, where is it? Under Dynamics, Maximus. Hit enter, make it bigger. Preset. I've been using Clearmaster RMS. I don't know. I don't even know what RMS stands for, but it just basically just makes everything sound louder. And that's exactly what you're gonna come across. If you look at all of these, everything is raised up. And if you go to your master, same thing. You can change your gain, bring it up. And I'm only doing this for educational purposes. So, insert 2, where all of your sounds are routed to. We're going to go to 3 and put in some reverb. Bring your bass down, because again, we just cut out the bass. Let's go to large hall. We can mess around with this till it sounds good. Cool. Here we're going to do delay. Now, any delay will do if you have a VST that's a third-party plugin. I honestly have been using Fruity Delay for the 3 for the longest time, but I see a lot of people use 2 and make it work so easy. So you do widen, and you can change the time on it if you want. And since the volume on it is really low, it's just ever so subtle, so you can hardly even hear it, but it makes a difference. For our percussions, excuse me, what I go in with our percussions is I actually change a few things. Go to my limiter that's been chilling here, hit enter, bring the ceiling down, bring the gain up, Bring this crap down. Don't know what that is. Don't care. Crank up that sound. And typically, if you're gonna put things out on like a streaming platform or something, what I've come to learn is you want this stuff hitting right around negative, between 5 and 3. So as you see, this is like between, the highest peaks are like 7. And because sometimes your kicks will kind of push that stuff up, you can go here. Where's it at? Fruity Soft Clipper. And you want to bring this clipper actually after everything. So this is a series of events from your first one to your last one. Clipper is going to be the last thing that hits. So what you're doing is you're basically cutting off, you're clipping the level. So you see how this was jumping way up here, now it's staying down here. But I don't want it that dramatic, so just tweak it until it sounds about right. And again, this ain't perfect, but this is just an example. This is right around -4. Why not? Cool. Now ranging. Ranging is simple. It's however you think the beat should sound. Typically what I like to do is you start off slow and then you add more to it, right? Remember, our pattern 1 has everything in it. Hold Control, highlight, hold Shift, and you can copy. Hi-hats, simple. Control and scroll to zoom in. I bring this guy right here, boom boom. Delete all that crap. Drum packs, go to cymbals, crash. There you go. Double click, bring the out, turn that up a bit, turn this down. Right click where it says, left click where it says track. Basically you put it in a mixer track, hold hold Shift, scroll, bring that beast over here. I forgot I should name these. Hold Shift. Yeah. Shift. Drum bus. Right click, make it pretty. Shift, click, right click, make that a different color, please. And we'll do mellow bus, because that's the melody. Okay. You could put it in any bus you want, but I like to just have them by themselves. What I'm doing with this crash is very simple. It's a very simple technique. Take this piece right here. You're going to double click, hit reverse. Basically, you're making a build up, a drop. Build up for your drop. How about that? Hold Shift and scroll, make it sound wherever you want it to. You could normalize it, but then you have to tweak it a lot. But and for me, I like things to be on the grid just so that it's within time. So up here, make sure the stretch is on. You could bring this and let's bring it. Let's make the drops start right at this line. So you see where this wavelength is starting right there. Let's see how that sounds. Maybe I want that a bit higher pitch. Go to pitch, bring it up some, maybe 200. Ooh, that sounds awful. Leave it like that. Drop another crash in. Put that beast right there. Oop, double click. Volume down. Left click. Bring this down. Ooh, that's loud. Bring this down. We're going to merge this. We're going to separate that. Maybe the opposite. Separate this and merge this. That sounds good. And again, whatever just sounds good. That's what music is. It's all sounding good. So right here we have a 8-bar, basically intro. You have your drop. You have your hook. and then you can have a 16 bar verse, whatever you like. Also, you can go here, right click this, you can clone any one of these patterns and manipulate it as you choose. So since everything's already in pattern 1, you can add more to it. So say for pattern or 8 hi-hat 2. So since we already have hi-hats already in our pattern, what we can do is we go to our paintbrush, Control A, I'll just hit delete, and we just hear it out, and we can add hi-hats in here. Boom. Right click, drag it here so that it just keeps looping. And you can add hi-hats to whatever, so. Now, this is just a simple example. I'm not trying to get too much into detail. It's big too much. There it is. Highlight this section, Control B, drag and drop, boom. Don't worry about it. It's dope. Oops, that's a mistake. Highlight this, Shift, drag. So our pattern has a more intricate hi-hat pattern. I'm going to delete some hi-hats here, just so that they're not kind of drowning each other out in here. Good enough. And again, it's all up to your preference. For the verse, make it super simple. No 808s. No rims. Highlight everything, hold Control. Maybe we could throw the open back in there. In fact, the whole 16 is not going to have any of the keys too, just because that's what we're doing. And no opens either. Or, I'm sorry, no 808s. Since everything's in its separate pattern now, you have the freedom to manipulate anything you want to make it sound how you want it. Very minimalistic, a lot of room for the vocals. If you're gonna rap on it, same thing. Hold Control, highlight this, Shift, drag and drop. For this one, same thing. Hold Shift, and a reverse. We'll make it freaking, oops, highlight this crap. Bring your kicks about halfway through. No hi-hats for the last 4 bars. Oh, yeah. Something to say. No pre-snare either. So that's beautiful. So that's basically it. I'm sure I can go more into detail and do other things, but for the most generic, basic intro to whatever this is what I do. So hope you like it. Hope it was educational. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.